Hello everyone, you're welcome to another episode of Real Unicorns, where we bring amazing tech professionals who are doing amazing things in the tech space to just come and let us know how it is working in the tech space, how they got there, and just banter really, So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I would advise you to actually do so right now so you can keep up with our episodes. So of course today I have with me, drum roll please, drum roll. I have the one and only Busola of Risevest, the one and only product manager at Risevest.
Well, Busola. I'm not the only product manager. We're actually there's like an head of product. So
can you just take the praises? Take the praises. It's not easy. It's not easy to be a PM.
Well, yeah, actually, it's not easy. But
yeah. So as we are on this channel, I kind of share a story of how we actually even know each other and how we are here today. So I've known Busola since my Unilag days. We're both students at the University of Lagos. And funny thing is, in Unilag, I had an ushering agency, like events planning and all of that. And Busola used to work with me. And look at us today. We are both in tech, both product managers. If not for anything, I want to hear the story of that transition from Unilag to where you are right now as a product manager. So
yeah,
give us the tea.
Okay, so in Unilag I studied biochemistry and that was just it. So after Unilag, NYSC, I did my NYSC in Ibadan, a subsidiary of Flour Mills. So I actually did something relating to biochemistry. I was a quality control assistant. That's majorly working in the lab, testing to make sure that the because it was an oil producing, so the vegetable oil, so just testing to make sure that they were up to ISO standard. ISO is international standard organization. So that was it. Then after NYSC, of course, there's the job searching phase. If you don't get retained where you intend, for lack of a better word. And okay, of course there are not much biochemistry organizations or science things in Nigeria. Most of my colleagues now that's still working in the field. I think there's only one person still working in biochemistry. The others are either doing maybe masters or PhD because that's the only thing. So I took up a job at a bank, and trust me, it was hell. I don't want to go into the details of that one right now, but
only imagine.
It was not just for me, and so I just continued searching and searching and searching. So at the point, my friend, a software developer, so just told me that oh, okay, tech something, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to learn how to code. Coding. And the way I used to look at it, I don't think it's something I can do. Yes, I was just very scared, and was there are other no code roles and all of that. So that was around COVID, during lockdown. So we're not going to work because bankers, you can't really work from home. So I had a lot of free time on my hand to join these webinars. The people were just doing different things, Instagram live. So Lade Tawak, that's her name. She did one where she I think she's a product designer or UX researcher, either of the two. And she spoke about no code roles and all that in that space, and I think she shared her slides after. So I started looking at it, the roles, what I could do, is it design, and she kind of broke it down, there are other roles, and I just started looking into the different roles, what it entailed, what I could do, and I think there were different options. I'm okay, I'll just look at all of this, and then products management seemed the best fit, and then over the holiday I took courses, and then I started looking for jobs, shooting shots.
Shooting shots.
Yeah. So if I saw that a company was hiring for a senior products manager, of course I don't have any products manager, just this certificate because I did on Udemy, I'll send them a message, either an email or a Twitter DM, and say, oh, hello, I'm this and this, and I've taken a course. I'm not applying. I know I don't have experience to be the hiring, but do you have internship positions or junior positions? Yeah, and I think that was just it. I got my first internship, and after that I was retained, and then got the job at Rise, and that's pretty much it.
Actually, I know you tried to really summarize the story as fast as possible, but I really do have a lot of questions. First of all, your experience working in the bank. Second of all, why PM? Because you said you had a list. You had a list of options to choose from. What was it about PM that resonated with you that you're like, you know, I think this is what I want to do. Let me take more courses on it.
Okay, so working in the bank, I think that's the first one. Working in the bank was, to be honest, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I know how to describe it, but like there were days, I remember like 25th December or 24th December 2019, like that was Christmas Eve. I stayed at work till like almost like 8:30 because we're looking for money, like money that you did not steal. So if you don't balance, like if money that left, money that came in, and money you are keeping, if it doesn't balance, you really cannot leave. Because, and I think that day was about 1 million naira. So what happened was like we loaded the ATM, right? So when we got there, we're like, oh, this is the holiday, like, so people are going to be withdrawing more and all of that. So we took like extra 1 million to go and load the ATM, but we didn't account for it. So like when we were trying to balance it, there was like 1 million sticking out. I'm like, so where is this money? And we started looking for money that not lost, looking for money that not. Then before, like, okay, after we have now looked and somebody was like, okay, let's just try to replay the events of the day. Let's see what happened. So these people came, how much did you give them, blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, okay. So when we went the first time, how much did you take the second time? Like, so it's just like one of those things where you are like, I used to this money, but like I'm stuck here, like where did the money go? And it's just mentally draining, you know, like people just come to you and think that like they can talk to you anyhow, or like it was just one of those things that, like, to be honest,
what was
not
your
just
role
for me
in the banking sector?
Okay, so I was in C&T. Like I used to shuffle between C&T and customer service.
What's C&T?
Cash and teller.
Okay, cash and teller. That's
so
where
I was
money.
like, so I was like in both actually. So like I used to like move like around both a lot.
I can only imagine being in such, like, your heart will just be tight, because it's like if you don't find that money, like where do you even start from to start explaining?
Exactly.
Wow. All right, so the second question, right?
So why product management? So first off, it requires, there was design was an option, and like design also, like you needed to be like this very, very, you know, creative person, have sharp eyes, know how to do some things. But like I did things with Canva, but like I know that like, oh, this will also like require extra skill that wasn't like I did not have at that moment, right? Just like coding, it require you to like maybe go deep, but like product management is just things that you have inbuilt already and you can just leverage on. Like let's give an example. Research. There's like a lot of research you do, like market research, competitive research, user research. So that was there, like, okay, from like biochemistry, there was like, oh, you're always checking for something, learning how to do things. So like I add that. There was people management, teamwork. I like to think that like I'm very, you know, people love me. I don't know if it's true, but like I have my way with people. I can be shy at first, but you know, like when we start talking, I can relate well with everyone. And then that was also like, it's not perfect, but of course as you move on, you know that like, okay, there are some things that like, and like transferable skills that you can just work on. And from the bank, right, the bank like requires like working a lot under pressure. Some of the pressure designers and developers get, they don't like, the PM gets everything, like in most cases, because like nobody is even really talking to them. They don't have any business with them, right? They don't have any business with them, but like they hold you responsible. So they was like, oh, okay, research, user research, speaking to people, team management, you know, and trying to get solutions out of things, because that was also like, okay, everything looks broken. How do we make the best out of this kind of skill? Like just trying to, you know, make something good out of like a mess, and that's just like figuring out a solution amongst like
basically
the ideas, the chaos, preferring solutions to users. Okay, like this looks interesting, and it looks like, okay, something that like maybe there's like rough things in me, but like this looks like something that, you know, help me put it out together and something I'll progress in. So let's try this. And I've taken the course and learning new things. I'm like, oh, okay, this actually looks interesting. I can do this, and You know what? Let's go.
I think I can definitely relate to you, because when I realized I wanted to be a PM, I took a look at, I took a course as well, actually, and I also transitioned from customer experience. So it's like kind of have similar stories. The whole people management thing, I just have that inbuilt. The whole process thing, I like when things follow due process. So it just came natural to me. So I can definitely relate. So the other question I have for you now is that, you know, you mentioned some things that you felt, it's needed by a PM, and you think that you possess that skill. So my next question now is, what does a PM even do? You know what I'm asking? Every day I open Twitter, you see someone saying, oh, PM, they don't do anything. You see pictures and like memes and everything, just basically making fun of PMs, like, oh, we can do without them in the tech space. So I want to use this video to now clarify, what is the role of a PM? I know it's a lot, but you can personalize it as a PM. What are your roles? Do you have?
Yeah, okay, so you're actually like the glue that holds everything together. Like, so don't mind all those people. I know them.
You know them. We know them. Like,
okay, just think of yourself as, okay, the glue that holds everything together. I know that, like, in a lot of Nigerian organizations, not to talk down on them, like, PMs don't have like the autonomy they desire, like the features they want to work on. And I mean, I know that that's why people think that, like, oh, okay, like, you don't do anything. But even in a case where you're not getting autonomy, you're still doing a lot, because somebody just throws an idea at you that, oh, we're going to do this. What makes sense of that idea? Like, developers, no shit to them. Designers, no shit to them. Yeah, but like, you know, they get like constraints, documentation from you, basically, and like, without all those things, they really cannot like build what they are building. So all of the research is on you, validating that is on you, because now you have an idea. What if it doesn't? Like, what if your users don't love it? Like, so what if the people you are building for don't love it? Somebody has to do like all of those like to bring it like to life. And again, as a company, you have like different things you're working on, or different things you plan to do. Somebody has to like maybe decide, or I mean, again, in Nigeria, you don't get it. Which one? Basically, it's like prioritization. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, so what are we doing now? Why are we even doing it? You know, defining the strategy, defining the vision, and like, okay, what are we doing? How are we doing it? Exactly. Like, so there is that. So like your daily, like for me now, my day to day is like, okay, of course, when you wake up, there's Slack, there's somebody asking you. Aside all of this, you're still doing day-to-day operations of the products, making sure that like there are no bugs, like at least the messages that are coming to customer service are things that are very minimal. Let nobody come and be complaining about like how a bug is stopping them from doing the most basic things. So like, it's just all about that. And you get thousands of messages sometimes that even distracting. You're in a lot of meetings, and just your day-to-day is actually different depending on what stage of your product is. Like, sometimes it's like maybe you speaking to users, a lot of users, like maybe
of course
like 20 per day. Like, it depends on how short your calls are, or like what you're trying to get out of those calls. So some days it's like, okay, replying Slack messages. Some days it's like, okay, it's just deep work, trying to like maybe define this product, defining this feature. Another day is meeting with people, meeting with like external stakeholders, or like maybe partners, like, okay, we want to use your service, this is what we want to do, okay, can you do this for us? And again, it depends on what. Like, if you're working on a new product now, you might be having like 2 to 3 of those or more of those meetings every day, like trying to say like, oh, can you guys do this for us? Or also comparing the people you want to work with and saying, okay, like, how do we do this? And then all of that, and also like general improvements. And to be honest, I think like that's just an idea.
It's definitely a lot. There was something I stumbled on Twitter, because the person asked, what is the best way to describe a PM? And I saw one of the comments, the person said, I'm basically just a mom at work. Exactly. And that was the one that resonated the most with me, because you're definitely there to just put things in place, make sure things are running like smoothly.
Exactly, the product is your child. Even the people that you are working with, your developers, your designers, they're not your child, but you have to care for them, to like acquaint them, okay, you're okay, or something. Also care for them, so that, you know, they are giving you the best. Because again, if like if 5 times somebody is going to come and talk about the product, at least 3.5 times they will come to you.
They'll come to you
before they go to the developer. I don't even think like most people even go directly to designers. Those ones are enjoying. They're enjoying. Their work is hard, but once you just give them the constraint, they'll go and design it and come to you. And then like, and of course, design. I'm not saying design is not easy. Those Figma.
No, it's not easy.
Screens are very tiny, and like nobody's job is easy. But you know.
Yeah. Like
just
it's a lot. We are basically in charge of making sure that the company is running smoothly. Features, we are prioritizing what goes out. All those features you see, somebody will text you and say, oh, we now have, you can now do this with our app. The PM had to make sure
that thing made it out.
Yes. Yeah. So it's actually a lot.
And then some people like in some places now, like at least where I've worked, I've also doubled as a quality assurance person. You know, like sometimes testing the whole of our app, like the entire can take me the whole day. Like that's the only thing I would do the whole day, because you might just look at it as an app, but like it's very there are different screens in it. I can't like give you an example, but like there's
thank God you mentioned QA, and I've just been even inspired to actually bring a QA person on this channel, because where I work we have QA. And before like looking at what QA guys do, I just thought, is it not just go and test if the product is working? But you get more context when you're working in a product that maybe they provide services to Uganda, China, America. You will, even if you change one button,
it will affect a lot.
They have to go and start testing for all those users in different countries. It's a lot, and I can't imagine you're also taking that on. Right?
No, we have like a QA person, but I also like really assist him, and then just like generally lead the effort. But like before he came on, it was actually just me. I think at the point that insurance manager was like we actually do need a QA person,
right?